Let's go! Hey guys, without further ado, I had to switch locations a little bit. The last one was slightly windy, and I don't have a muff on the mic, so I don't think you'd be able to hear much. So a bit quieter location, but it's definitely been a long time coming. So here it is, everyone. This is this is my 1993 Mazda Rx7. So I've had this for about 10 years now. I bought it. It was automatic, and we did a swap over to manual. And ran it for a few years, and I decided to rebuild the engine shortly after, and then it sat for a good 10 years and collected dust. I kind of just lost my passion for it mostly. In the past winter, I decided to put it back on the road, get things together, and here it is. It's running great. It's funny how it's still a rotary, and the engine sat, no oils, no lubricants, for 6 years in a garage, not climate controlled or anything, and a little elbow grease, put everything together, and it fired right up. So we'll start with the front. Actually, I'll start with just the front of the car. So this is a stock body. Obviously, if you haven't noticed already, it's a right-hand drive. This is Mazda's Infinity logo from Japan. So it's got factory front bumper, I think it's like an R1 lip spoiler. And moving on the sides here, wheels are the Enki NT03s, and suspension, I'm running an older kind of HST coil. It's just a basic setup, nothing too fancy, but definitely more comfortable ride. It's got an adjustable dampening and whatnot, so it's good for the road. These are OEM side skirts for the FD. And actually, you can tell they're OEM from Japan. They're a bit cracked and out of shape, but they're actually spongy. So it's like a rubbery side skirt. So that's how you kind of know it's like a factory setup. Meanwhile, on the back, so I set my spoiler in to get painted. I actually have a Euro spec spoiler. So I'm just waiting on paint, so I just kind of filled in the holes so far. It does look terrible, but it'll do for now. It keeps the water out, that's for sure. Up here we've got a Shine lip spoiler. You can see there. It gives us a nice duckbill spoiler. So it gives us a nice shape in the back end, that's for sure. And exhaust in the back here, we have a Blitz Nurse spec. It's a full catback exhaust system for the turbo back. It's 3.5 inches. And if I can't tell with the light, but we do have 99 spec tail lights as well. They are the circle ones. So the difference from the stock ones from 93, 95, they're the square ones, and you can upgrade to the circled ones, 99 spec ones. Pretty much obviously the same on this side. I've been told before, so this model, obviously right-hand drive, it does have a sunroof. Someone told me that's a rare to see on cars, and I thought I'd seen them before, but now that someone pointed that out, I'm kind of second guessing that. So let's go back on the front here. We'll crack the engine for you. Engine bay. Check it out. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, this is a rotary engine, guys. Very small, very light, petite, and notoriously unreliable for some people. Me, not so much. I've had good luck with them. Again, you know, automatic car had 70,000 kilometers when I first got it. Right now it has 97, it just turned over. And when I did the rebuild, it had about 96,000 kilometers. So the engine's done well. So we actually took this engine apart, cleaned it. I did a street port on it. So all the exhaust ports around the engine and the passages, I just opened them up a little bit larger. And that's where you kind of get like the brappy sounds on the startup and idling and everything, which sounds really cool. So this setup, we went, instead of the twin turbos, twin turbos, we went with a big single turbo. This is a B&R 61mm journal bearing turbo. Of course, there's a garbage truck over here. And yeah, obviously different. We've got a front mount intercooler. It's a Greddy front mount intercooler, and we've got a Koyo Enflow rad, which does improve the cooling quite substantially. I had a normal radiator before, and it's just a night and day. It's about 20 degrees difference. And this strut bar is OEM from Mazda, from the RX7 club. Just RX7 rotaries in general. We've got a Greddy elbow on that. And honestly, everything else is stock. We removed the AC from it. And yeah, upgraded fuel rails. I've got ID 1750s for secondaries, and I actually have my stock primaries. I think they're about 550cc injectors for the primaries. Again, rotaries, they have two different rails, one for, you know, the lower half, and the bigger half takes over after through the RPM range. We've got a different kind of a custom catch can for the oil, and the engine itself, actually, it's just stock 2mm apex seals. The only thing that's done differently to the engine was we street ported it. Everything else went back normal, plain Jane as you will, and it's definitely a reliable setup. We dynoed this, and it made 416 at the wheels, and we clocked it back to 386 just to kind of have a bit more of a reliability for street use. Moving on to the back. Get out the holes. So this particular RX-7 has a Bose Wave radio acoustic system in the back. It does make a difference, to be honest with you. It does, I guess you could say, move the waves through the car a bit better, so the sound is a bit more crisp and kind of like you get a nice cabin flow feel. Move along the side here. So we've got some RX-7 kick panels. And this is what a right-hand drive RX-7 looks like, guys. Pretty clean, pretty crisp. Very cockpit fighter plane, I find, style, which I've always loved. I added the 3 gauges up top there in the middle where the speaker vent used to be, and I've got an aftermarket shifter, clutch transmission in this thing. It's a ACT street strip clutch and high or larger pressure plate or whatever. I bought it used, funny enough, and it's lasted this long, and it's been, you know, it's been good ever since, so no complaints. The car's tuned by Power Pexi FC. You know, I've got the commander in there, and I've got a Greddy boost controller as well. I haven't had time to fit those actually yet, so come time I'll get around to that. And yeah, honestly, the rest of this is stock. Obviously, the Nardi, old school Nardi aftermarket steering wheel too. I do like the simplicity of these things as well. You don't really have to do much to it, and it really stands out for what it is. And if you'll notice in the back there, we've got bins. So I relocated the battery into the bins as well. Give a bit better weight distribution. And this car actually did come with back seats, but I didn't really use them, and you could really only fit a soccer ball in the back. So what I did, I actually found a guy on the forums, and we made an agreement, and we actually traded up his rear bins for my rear seats. And that was years ago. We just each paid for our own shipping, and worked out. Everything arrived and quickly, and yeah, never didn't look back. So there you have it, guys. I'm not going to get into too much detail. This was just kind of like a almost introductory, you know, hey, here's my car. It's actually been hiding in the garage for some time. I don't know if you, I know obviously more bikes related content on my channel, but I'd like to get a little mix of both. So little cars, little bikes here and there, kind of cater to the masses, if you will, and just those are my passions. So obviously I'd like to share that with you guys. So yeah, not too much detail, but I think this is a nice base overview of what the car is, what I've done to it, and I'm sure, you know, let me know in the comments if you want to kind of see some particular things, or, you know, I've got a few mods coming up as well, a little back and forth, so we'll see where that takes us. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. I'll be more to come for sure. And again, apologies for the the long gap from the last video. Yeah, just with everything going on, COVID, I am still working full-time, so it's definitely taken up a lot of you know, just time and energy from me. So, but you know, now we've got some beautiful weather on the way, summer's approaching, and I'm really excited to get out and share my journey, share my things with everyone. So yeah, like and subscribe as always. Thanks for joining me, Scotty RFD, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.